Hey guys, today we're sewing the perfect long sleeve. The fit of the shirt is regular with a slight twist of oversize, so we are always comfortable to go. You can find the sewing pattern on my Patreon page, the link is in the video description down below. If you don't want to miss the next sewing tutorials, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and if you like the long sleeve, I'm very happy about every thumbs up. To sew the long sleeve, I use my normal sewing machine, the Singer HD 6335M, and my overlock from Yuki, the MO50EN. If you only have a normal sewing machine, no problem at all. I will explain everything within this framework, and all the parts that I'm sewing with the overlock are just a nice extra.
But what do we actually need to sew the long sleeve? Approximately 1.5 meters of fabric, e.g. cotton jersey or French terry, and optionally some cuff fabric for the collar. The right sewing needles, stretch and universal, a normal presser foot and an edge presser foot, an iron, a pair of scissors, a seam ripper, a tape measure, chalk or a colored pencil, and thread that matches the color of the fabric. Once we have all our utensils together, we need to prepare our pattern. To do this, we lay all the A4 pages in front of us in the correct order and cut everything perfectly along the edges. Then we need to glue all the small individual pieces together to make our final pattern pieces using sellotape. Now we can start with the cutting. For the fabric, I chose a white 100% cotton jersey, which is really comfortable to wear and perfect for shirts like this. The back and front pieces are cut on the fold. This means that you fold your fabric once so wide that the pattern piece fits perfectly in width. Then place the inside of the pattern piece on the folded edge. This is also called the fold. Fix the whole thing, then draw the outline, or you can cut directly along the edge of the pattern. Of course, we also need a right and a left sleeve. It is a good idea to fold the fabric so that you can simply lay the sleeve pattern piece on top and cut out the two matching pieces directly from the two layers. For the last piece that is made out of the jersey fabric, we're gonna cut some bias tape, which will later be used to clean up the neckline. Now we just need the collar. Today we will make this from extra cuff fabric. You can of course also use the same fabric as for the other parts, as long as it can be stretched to a similar extent. But as a beginner, I would rather choose the variant with extra cuff fabric, as the later result will look much better. With cuff fabric, you usually have a tube of fabric, so the edges are closed on both sides. We now cut the collar pattern piece in half and place it with one side on one of the two folded edges. We now cut the collar pattern piece in half and place it with one side on one of the two folded edges. Now the outline is roughly drawn and the collar can be cut out. Now mark the wrong side of the fabric, i.e. the side that will later be on the inside, both for the collar and for all the other parts. This prevents you from accidentally sewing the wrong sides of the fabric together. You will now see a line like this on the edge of the sleeve pattern. Mark the spot, as there's the same line on the pattern piece for the front. These lines will help you to align the sleeve when you insert it. In the next step, we iron all our cutout parts in an exemplary manner. This is to counteract the subtle shrinkage factor that will occur when the shirt is washed for the first time. You can also counteract the curling of the fabric edges. The next step is optional. The first edges are now finished with the overlock. Nothing is sewn together yet, but the bottom edges of the front and back, as well as both sleeve openings, are given an overlock seam. This is because these sections will simply be folded inwards later for a clean finish. For all of you who don't have an overlock, don't worry, I will show you another variation for the perfect hem later. We can now lay the front and back right sides together and secure the shoulder sections with clips. Next, we set a straight stretch stitch on our sewing machine. You can check your instruction manual to see if your sewing machine has this function. If you don't have this function, I would recommend using a zigzag stitch. These stitch types are very important, as otherwise the seams will tear apart if the finished shirt is stretched a little. In any case, we can now sew the shoulder seams with this setting. I simply sew along the edge of the fabric with the edge of the presser foot. I maintain this distance from the seam edge throughout the entire shirt. I finish both shoulder edges with the overlock. If you don't have one, you can also check your instruction manual to see what kind of overlock stitch your normal sewing machine has and use it to finish the edges. In any case, we can now insert the sleeves. Pay attention to the markings from the beginning. Fasten everything neatly with right sides together using clips and then sew together using the stretch stitch. I finish the whole thing again with the overlock. Next, we lay our shirt, including the sewn on sleeves, right sides together and secure both outer edges with clips. as these will also be sewn together with the stretch stitch in the next step and then be overlocked. In the next step, I fold the hem of the bottom shirt opening inwards by approximately 2 cm. I do the same for the sleeve openings. In the end, it looks like this. I then iron all these edges once all the way around. You should definitely do this ironing step as it prevents the hem edges from turning outwards again and again. We can use the stretch stitch to finish the hems. I have finished these parts with the overlock beforehand, as this prevents the fabric from fraying after washing, for example. If you don't have an overlock, you can simply fold in 1 cm and then another 1.5 cm and then simply sew the strip down. This also looks great and serves the same purpose. And finally we come to the only difficult part of the long sleeve, the collar. We take our collar piece and place the two ends right sides together and sew this section together. The collar is then folded horizontally in the middle, left sides facing, so that only the right sides of the fabric are visible. Attach a clip to the seam of the collar and on the exact opposite side. Quarter the collar with 2 more clips. The neckline of the long sleeve is also quartered. Using the matching clips, position the collar right sides facing with the open edges of the fabric facing upwards. This variation gives us the perfect collar stretch. When sewing, the collar is now stretched. And that's not so easy. If you don't succeed the first time, simply undo the seam and try again. When stretching, you have to make sure that you stretch the collar before and after the presser foot. And as a beginner, I would always stretch the collar a little bit more than the neckline of the shirt. That way you don't run the risk of having too much fabric left over from the neckline at the end, but not enough collar. We will now use our bias tape for the perfect finish. Fold it in half once and align it with the collar seam on the back. Place it with the right side on the seam edge. Fold a narrow strip to the right and left. Finish the entire collar with the overlock machine. Make sure that the narrow strips remain to the right and left of the bias tape. Now fold the tape around the seam allowance and secure it with clips. This already looks very neat. In the next step, sew the entire length of the bias tape close to the edge using a normal straight stitch. Now we take our edge sewing foot. Set the stretch stitch again and sew once from the right side, i.e. from the outside, around the entire collar. And that's it. Our long sleeve is finished. And I think it's just super clean. For me, it's the perfect fit for a classic long sleeve shirt. The sleeves go perfectly down to the wrists, the collar fits, and so does the length. Long sleeves are simply super comfortable, especially in such an airy cotton fabric. In my opinion, some basic pieces are really hard to get a perfect fit, but here you always get perfect patterns to industry standards.
If you liked the video, then I'm definitely happy about every thumbs up. Feel free to send me your finished sewing projects via Insta. It's always really cool to see what you guys been cooking up. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you liked the video, and if you got any more questions or suggestions, please let me know. See you at the next video. Until then, have fun sewing.